What's up, everyone? Happy Friday, and by now y'all know the deal. We're here to bring you the top sports and news stories from around the Valley. So let's get started so you can head into the weekend and not miss a beat. Today on Cronkite Sports Now, the Sun Devils prep for a Pac-12 showdown, the Suns fizzle out against the Heat, and an inside look at college recruiting and esports. These stories and more are coming your way on Cronkite Sports Now. Thanks again for joining us on this lovely Friday. My name's Mackenzie Pavicic, and we've got a lot to cover today, so let's talk some sports. After another bye week for ASU, football is back in Sun Devil Stadium this Saturday to take on the 5-4 USC Trojans. The Trojans, looking to challenge Utah for a Pac-12 South Conference title, will be heading to Sun Devil Stadium looking to avenge last year's 38-35 barn burner against the Sun Devils. And the maroon and gold, well, head coach Herm Edwards says that this is all just part of the process.
And there's a process to it, and it's hard, and it's tedious, and you got to enjoy the journey through the process. The final result never shows up right away. It just doesn't. You got to go through all this stuff, man, and it's like you sit there and you go, okay. And when I took this job, I realized that. I didn't come into this job blindfolded, and you got to live with it and know that at the end, when you look at it, down the road, we're going to be a better football team for it.
Herm and his players will look to be the better team when they kick off against USC inside Sun Devil Stadium on Saturday at 1:30. And the Cardinals are back in action this weekend after a Halloween night loss to the Niners. With a few extra days to prepare for the Bucs and Bruce Arians, that is, cornerback Patrick Peterson knows the attention will be on him as he shadows Tampa Bay wideout Mike Evans.
I'm in the position to get, criticized each and every move. So nothing goes unnoticed. I know when I play well, we have a great opportunity of winning a football game. My role is almost equivalent to the quarterbacks. When the quarterback play well, the offense is successful, and they have a good opportunity to win it. When I have opportunity to take number one receivers out of the game, I have to do it at a high level because that gives us an opportunity to win the ball game.
And moving to the court, the Suns' hot homestand came to a standstill last night as the team fell to the Heat 124-108 inside Talking Stick Resort Arena. Devin Booker led all scorers with 36 points, including this three-pointer over Heat forward James Johnson. Kelly Oubre Jr. scored 15 and added some key blocks on defense, but the Suns couldn't cool off Jimmy Butler as the Heat forward scored 34 and snagged 5 boards. And as the Suns continue their homestand against Brooklyn on Sunday, the team unveiled a look at some upcoming upgrades to their home as part of Renovation Project 201. And now we go from the court to the controller as interest in esports grows. Eric Ruby brings us to ASU and GCU, where the recruiting teams look to bring in new players in different ways.
Like all other college sports, esports have to rely on recruiting to bring in the best players. But for two colleges here in Arizona, that process is dramatically different. According to the head of the esports department at GCU, Albert Lee, this room, where club members train and play casually, represents and contributes to their success.
Without the facility, we have significant numbers in membership, and of course metrics when it comes to marketing yourself out to sponsors or to look at high schools and show them how impressive your student leadership, your student organization, your teams are. I think the facility is more of a physical manifestation of all of that.
Despite not being around for long, the room and the department as a whole have had a large impact on campus that goes beyond its walls.
We're noticing more and more the effects we have on prospective students. We have people who commit to GCU because of esports.
While GCU has facilities like these to help draw the attention of potential esports athletes, ASU says it's all about the numbers.
Despite a lack of facilities, ASU has been one of the better esports programs in the Southwest and even the country. According to their president, Jake Matson, they rely mostly on sheer numbers to stay competitive.
There's 100,000 people that go to ASU. By theory of numbers, I'm going to get 12 people who are really good at Overwatch. I'm going to get 5 people who are really good at CSGO. But it's also hard, looking at people and going, I don't have money for you. I don't have, equipment for you. But I can tell you that my program is bar none one of the best.
However, there has been some progress for ASU. They recently were able to get a small room on campus for teams to practice in. And while it's not as big or high-tech as GCU's, it's a step in the right direction.
Being able to look at them and be like, hey, I can give you an opportunity to play in like a competitive setting next to your teammates. It's something that a lot of schools don't have, that like we now have in our pocket.
As the world of esports is only beginning to scratch the surface of its potential, expect to see many more rooms like these at colleges in the future. In Phoenix, Eric Ruby, Cronkite News.
ISM Raceway's grandstand seats are officially sold out for this weekend's NASCAR Cup Series semifinals. And while the race isn't until Sunday, Cronkite Sports Now has our own Stephanie Bates out at the track right now to give us a preview of the race. Stephanie?
Fans are gearing up for semifinal race weekend here at ISM Raceway. This is actually going to be the last time that semifinal race weekend is held here. Next year, ISM Raceway is taking on the NASCAR Championship Weekend. This is actually a huge move because NASCAR Championship Weekend had been held at Homestead Miami Speedway since 2002. There are going to be 5 Arizona drivers that call Arizona home this weekend that you're going to keep your eyes out for. Starting with tomorrow, we've got the Xfinity Series semifinal race. You'll be able to catch 43-year-old JJ Yeley in the number 38 car, and that's not the only time you'll see him. You're going to want to keep your eye out for him on Sunday as well. Now, heading into Saturday evening, we got a championship event for you. The K&N Pro Series West event is going on. Matt Levine will be in the number 27 car, and 17-year-old Notre Dame Prep senior Jagger Jones will be driving the number 6 car. Now, heading into Sunday, this is the race that everybody's been waiting for. It's the Blue Green Vacations 500, the Monster Energy Cup Series race. The grandstands are actually all sold out for that race, and we've got 3 Arizona drivers you're going to want to keep your eye out for. Alex Bowman in the number 88 car is going to be a Tucson native that'll be driving. He actually finished last week.
And it looks like we had just some slight technical difficulties coming out from ISM Raceway, And we hope to have some more content from the NASCAR race for you on Cronkite Sports Now next week. Now, life can change in the blink of an eye, and for many, it's all about how you respond. I got the chance to catch up with a fighter from right here in the Valley whose journey to the UFC has been filled with obstacles. Here's a sneak peek.
I didn't start MMA wanting it to be a career. It kind of just happened.
Oh, she was a fighter from day one. I mean, you have to be when you come from a hardworking family, plus 3 older brothers that are all wrestlers. I think it was just her destiny. I really, truly believe that because of, the timing that she did become an MMA fighter was following under her older brother's footsteps.
I want people to see me for my craft. I want people to know, dang, she's a hard worker, I want other females to see you can work hard, you can be beautiful, you can get your hands dirty, and it pays off.
And Tracy Cortez is set to make her UFC debut next weekend in Sao Paulo, Brazil. But before then, make sure you tune into Cronkite Sports Now next Friday to catch her full story. And before we close today's show and head out for a long weekend, we wanted to take a moment before Veterans Day on Monday to recognize a few veterans of our own in our very newsroom. Tyler Dunn served as an airman in the Air National Guard for 6 years. He's responsible for bringing you the digital and social content for the Suns, Cardinals, and really whatever else we throw his way. Sean Kilday served as a Staff Sergeant Select in Security Forces for the U.S. Air Force for 4 years. Sean is also responsible for bringing us some of the most outstanding Cronkite Sports Now shows you see as a producer. And Nick White, who brings you all things Coyotes on both digital and broadcast platforms, served for 3.5 years as an Army paratrooper. And from our Cronkite Sports Now crew to yours, we want to wish those who have served a very happy Veterans Day, and thank you so much for your service. And that's all today here on Cronkite Sports Now. For Arizona sports stories from around the Valley, visit the Cronkite Sports tab on arizonasports.com. And as always, for top Arizona news stories, head over to our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org, and be sure to tune in tonight at 5 p.m. on Arizona PBS for our nightly newscast. On behalf of the entire Cronkite Sports Now crew, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday, same time, same place.